It's hard to overstate the importance of the Fort Wayne General Electric plant to the local community and the devastation that followed its closure in 2015. For more than a century, workers here could rely on GE to provide a steady stream of middle-class jobs building the motors that powered modern life.
There was a point in time, especially around World War II era, that they had 16,000 employees, which was a third of the workforce in Fort Wayne worked at GE. And then as years progressed and each year some sort of attrition, I ended up being basically the last man standing.
When GE moved out, there was no question that it was devastating for our community. 10, 12,000 jobs were lost. And we had this huge campus, well over 1 million square feet. I forget how many buildings.
GE was very, very reluctant to do anything except maybe put a fence around a property, board it up. The last day when I had to walk out of here and lock the gate, I literally almost became sick to my stomach. But what has happened here is totally revitalizing this whole area. And I never thought in my lifetime I would see this.
The stunning transformation underway at the former GE campus is the result of a public-private partnership between the City of Fort Wayne and developer RTM Ventures. At a price tag of $286 million, the Electric Works project is the largest adaptive reuse project in the state of Indiana. Those funds have turned this once rusty relic into a mix of trendy offices, shops, and restaurants, with further developments to come.
This campus has been so important for the history of Fort Wayne and so many people. There was a real focus on honoring the history, and I think that was critical for not just the ownership, but the community at large. I have not met an individual that hasn't been touched by this campus. There's somebody whose grandmother worked here, they met their spouse here, they've had some critical milestone in their life, and now they're excited to see how they can have the next one or the next generation can be a part of it.
And we committed ourselves some time ago in Fort Wayne to try to make our downtown a point of destination by offering additional hospitality offerings and office space and professional amenities and so on. And we felt that this campus had some possibilities.
My favorite component of working at Electric Works is just the way in which kind of the community in general has bought in. One, because there's so many elements that are unique to these historic buildings that you actually don't see in new construction today. For example, the windows, there's these massive windows along with all of this red brick. Well, when these buildings were first constructed, there wasn't ready electricity. And so they had to rely a lot on natural light, which has really just created a great environment.
But not only that, if you go through these buildings, you see the old radiators, the old cranes, the old crane rails that they have restored and kept. They're not functional, but they sure are cool.
It was just critical for us to find a way to honor the history, but also to bring spaces up to a way that was effective and efficient for today's uses.
Fort Wayne, not that long ago, was considered a very dormant Midwestern community with a couple 100,000 people who had lost its manufacturing base. We had to do some creative, innovative, imaginative things, take some risks in order to prove to people that we did have value in this community. And that's the real goal, is to make sure that this entire area is considered an area of interest to those who might want to call downtown Fort Wayne home.